guys, welcome back to the channel for another What If video in which we manipulate an event that has happened and see how the series would be affected as a result. In the last video, we took a look at what would have happened if Jay had wished Narukon mortal, and in this video, we'll be taking a look at the other part. What would have happened if Jay had wished Nia was alive in the climax of Season 6. Anyways, so as I discussed, Season 6, if it had played out differently, the final wish, the rest of the series would have been drastically affected if Narukon was wished mortal. Now, if Nia was wished well, Narukon had stated that if Jay wishes Nia well, then he will be unstoppable. So, presumably this means that Narukon would have gained all of his power back if Nia was wished well. But on the other hand, Nia would still be alive. Day of the Departed I don't really see playing out, since the temple would still be under Narukon's control. So, sadly for Cole, I still think that he would be a ghost, and Yang wouldn't be able to enact his plan, as, of course, Yang was forced to flee the temple when the Sky Pirates tried to clean it off with water. So that would end badly for them, and this probably means no Day of the Departed, since the temple is still under Narukon's control. So just to reiterate, sadly that means Cole will most likely stay in his ghost form, so that means no RX probably, since he discovered his RX powers while fighting Narukon, and also it means he will remain as a ghost for the remainder of the series. So yeah, anyways, moving on from that, Hands of Time comes around, and by this point, I don't think Narukon really has any interest in the ninja at all, seeing as he already has his infinite wishes. He already used their power to bring Ninjago up into the sky, so I don't think that anything really would have happened too much there. So also, moving on from that, we would probably face off a Chronix, and the events would all play out during the season as they normally did. Up until, of course, I don't think Narukon would really like this. Narukon had just reconstructed his new land, and with the Time Twins potentially interfering in the past and making themselves the leaders of Ninjago, it's not that Narukon really cares about being the ruler of Ninjago. I don't really get the feeling that was his intention in Season 6. I don't think he really wanted to be the ruler of Ninjago. He just wanted to remake his own homeland. So, if the Time Twins were to go into pass, that could definitely affect Narukon. And that could change stuff, as he knows. He may never have been even freed, or new Ninjago that is, may not have even been constructed at all. So I think that is it. It is entirely possible that Narukon could go after the Time Twins and try to stop them. And I think that Narukon is definitely more powerful than the Time Twins, seeing as the Time Twins don't technically have their powers in them. So I think it's possible that, and it's probable that Narukon could use his infinite wishes to easily defeat the Time Twins. And from here, we have two different pathways to explore. The first is if Narukon does defeat the Time Twins, and the second is if Narukon does not defeat the Time Twins. And both of these pathways will end up being pretty similar, but I'll talk about both of them first. If he does end up defeating the Time Twins, well, that's kind of that. That means that Wu never gets lost in time. The events of Season 7, or at least the events of the last few episodes, don't play out, so no time travel plot. And also, Wu is not de-aged either. By the time Sons of Garmadon comes around, it'll be much harder for the Sons of Garmadon to capture Wu, because they needed to capture Wu in order for the resurrection to play out. So that'll be much, much harder to do. It'll be harder to capture Wu, since out of the 3 hairs that they needed to resurrect Garmadon, Wu is definitely the most powerful, I would assume, out of the 3, and it'll probably be the hardest to capture him. And assuming they do capture him, then Garmadon could come back and things would play out as normal. But seeing as New Ninjago is right over Ninjago City, there could potentially be some problems or a fight brewing between the Sons of Garmadon and Narukon. I don't know what exactly Narukon would think about Garmadon trying to take over Ninjago City and trying to build his own empire down there, so it's possible Narukon could interfere. Garmadon and Narukon seem to be pretty evenly matched forces in my opinion. Garmadon has a very strong element and the Colossus on his side, as well as an entire army. Narukon has no one, it's just himself at this point really, since he confessed that he doesn't really care about the Sky Pirates. So it's just really Narukon and his infinite wishes, which is very powerful on its own. So I think these forces could be evenly matched, and again, it's possible for the end of Season 8 to play out as it normally did. But moving on to Season 9, this again I think could go the same it did. Of course, Wu is still an adult, so this means that he may not have even been on the bounty to start with. So that could be that Wu isn't probably, or may not even be, part of the Season 9 hunted or first round plot. And also, if you remember, the reason why the bounty was destroyed was because of them trying to get Wu. So the end of Season 8 may have played out entirely differently, or there's the rare chance that it played out similarly. If it were to play out similarly, I would imagine that they would try to get Lloyd to safety rather than Wu to safety. So I think that that could probably happen like that. And assuming that does happen, moving on to Season 9, Season 9 would play out the same for the most part, except no Golden Dragon Master arc, so Wu is not a teenager, and Wu may not even be in the first realm to begin with, so that could change stuff for sure. But when they get back, I think it's definitely possible for the ending of the season to play out as it normally did, although the ninja may have a lot more trouble with getting back home since Wu was really the one who was the genius behind tricking Iron Baron and getting back home. And then by the time Season 10 comes around, the Oni invasion is inevitable. So I think it's definitely possible that Nadakon could actually get overpowered by the Oni. There are just so many more Oni, and Nadakon is powerful on his own, so I think it is possible. Now let us assume that Nadakon does not defeat the Time Twins, and that Season 7 still plays out as normal. It is possible that Nadakon might just not get freed at all due to the Time Twins' shenanigans in the past, and also New Ninjago would never exist. So if the Time Twins do end up going in the past, that is 100% possible. But other than that, the season might just play out as normal like they normally did. But again, the main lasting effect here is that Cole still isn't a ghost. Or Cole still isn't a human. He is still a ghost. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know, and let me know what you guys would think would happen if Jay wished that Nia would be alive in the climax of Season 6 and the final wish. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.